So let's try to interpret what does a linear equation look like. So we already know what a linear equation looks like. We know that a linear equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So let's take a simple example first, and let's look at an equation which looks like maybe y is equal to 2x. So we look at y is equal to 2x. So let me draw y is equal to 2x first. And we know how to do it, so I'm not going to repeat the ideas. So let's just draw y is equal to 2x. This is what y is equal to 2x would look like. So here's y is equal to 2x. Let me just start out from here. So this is what y is equal to 2x looks like roughly. There we go. This is what y is equal to 2x looks like, okay? So now what it actually means is, if you think about it, y is equal to 2x means that if we change x by 1, y will change by 2. And if we change x by 2, y will change by 4. And if we change x by 3, y will change by 3, right? So just as a simple thing, if you want to think about it, is when we change, let's say we go from, maybe we go from 2.5, which is right over here, to 3.5, right? So this is the change. As you go from 2.5 to 3.5, so the change is 1 in x, right? So this is the change in x, and you can see that the change in y, which is this is the change in y, is going to be 2. That's going to be always true. And if we, for example, change x by 2, so here's a change in x by 2. I'm going to go from 1.5, sorry, I'm going to go from 1.5 to 3.5. So this is a change of 2 in x, right? Because I went from 1.5 to 2.5. So you can see I'm going from 3. So this would be, I'm going to go from 3 all the way. So if you go like this, I'm going to go all the way from 3. So this change would be equal to 4, right? So this is what it means, right? And from here you can see that the slope of 2 is the slope of 2. So it means for every unit change in x, if x changes by 1, y will change by 2. And if x changes by 2, y will change by 4. And if x changes by 3, y will change by 6. If x changes by 4, y will change by 8. That's what it means. Now let's think about the line which is equal to y is equal to 2x minus maybe 2x minus 3. So now I'm interested in the line y is equal to 2x minus 3. So what that means is I have to shift this line down by 3 units. So let me do that now. So I'm going to take this line and I want to shift it down by 3 units. Now please note, as I shift this line down by 3 units, the change, the ratio of the change in x and to the change in y is not going to change. Let me try to explain it. So let's first copy this line, and now let's move this line down by 3 units. So I just move this line down by 3 units, and now this is the line y is equal to 2x minus 3, whereas this was the line y is equal to 2x. But now note, the line still has the same idea. All it has done is you've shifted it down by 3 units, but the ratio of the change of x to the change in y is still the same. So you can just see it. Because here, for example, if I move forward by 1 unit, I'm going to move up by 2 units, right? Because I go from minus 3 to minus 1, so I'm moving up by 2 units. And now if we actually move forward by 2 units, which is this thing, so this distance is actually 2, you can see that I will actually move up by 4 units, because I'm going to go from 3 to 1, so there's going to be 4 units. So the ratio of the change in y to the change in x is going to be the same, okay? So the ratio is still going to stay as 2, and that's important. This 2 in general, so this, as you may remember, this is m, and the formula for m is really equal to the change in y, so it is y1 over y2 over x1 minus x2. So it's really the change in y over the change in x, right? So when you move a line parallel to itself, the ratio of the change does not change. So that means that m stays the same. So now we want to interpret this line. If you have a line y is equal to mx plus c, this is going to represent the vertical shift. It could be positive or negative. So this is the vertical shift. And this m is going to be the ratio of the change in y to the change in x. Okay, so that's an interpretation that's going to be important as we try to solve problems.